Hey folks, I'm here with my Kawasaki mule that I got all tricked out, and I built this for mostly doing prairie dogs, but we also use it for coyotes. I mean, you could use this for deer, but just over the years I've just always wanted to trick something like this out. But what I want to do, I want to kind of start in the very front of this thing and go through every little feature, and then we'll end up moving our cameras to the back end and then showing the back part of the mule. But first off, in the very front here, we built this frame here, this kind of A-frame here, and this holds my stabilizer jacks, this collar right here, when we're moving or just traveling. But when we go out to the field, I simply move that jack over to this stabilizer position here. And this is how we're driving around out there in the field. And we get ready to set up where we want to make it as solid as we can. Then by simply pulling a pin here, and we move this down, and we put the pin in here, that has our jack in that position where we can lower it. And the cool thing with that is, I mean, I use this power little drill here, and that allows me to just spin that rascal down and I mean just level that thing out in seconds. And obviously each corner has one of those. The next feature, I got my compartment here. I have electronic collar that I use, and that is so cool. I turn that thing on stuff and I can go out there and call coyotes, and I just drive around and do it. Instead of the way me and one of my best friends, Major Bodiger, we spend all day out there doing a whole lot of walking, and it's just so cool to have it in here and just drive around and just call them right to the vehicle. The next feature is going to be my plate over here. I got a flat plate right here. That there I use if I put ammo on there, our GPSs and stuff, where everything sits on there, which is very handy. A big storage compartment is also in the front. And then my platform here that I built, where I get out if I want to take a shot in this direction, I put sandbags on here. I got another turret that sits on here. I'd build a special turret, the Model 3000 turret. And I also mounted that on the front of here on the frame. And this gives the shooter that's driving this thing the ability to do shooting. And also when we go to the back of it, I'll show you how the guy in the back is sitting in the big table on top and turning. But the guy shooting also gets to drive around and shoot from the front. So this is super, super handy here. The next feature would be the wind flag here. When you're out there in the conditions for prairie dogs, and we're doing some like long range shooting, I mean, for me, it's almost a must to have that little flag here. I can extend this in and out any position that I want. But anyway, that's very, very, very handy. But that pretty much describes the front of the mule. So we're going to just go around, move our cameras around the back here, and then I will show you how the big platform I got that the guy that sits on top gets to shoot from. Okay, now we're at the back of the mule. And in the back and stuff, my stabilizer jacks are the same as what they were in the front. We have a collar here where we put this on, and we're sure they're on there when we're driving to and from. But when we get out in the field and are shooting, I again remove this one, put it on here, it sticks out straight. When we get ready to set up, I lower it down, I take the screw jack again, I zip them down and we level it out, and she's rock solid. The frame, before I get to the frame, I forgot, I got these little fenders over the wheels here that we built where we put our coolers and stuff. I have a place where I store my cooling rag that cools the barrel. I mean, that works out very, very conveniently. The frame here that we built, I mean, is super rock solid. I mean, easy to get on. I got the storage compartments over here where we have ammo, optics and stuff. I have a lot of stuff stored in there. And obviously you can see I got the thing for the shovels. The things on here for like extra rifles and stuff that we can also carry. And on the top of this platform is my Model 2500 bench. Now obviously there's no legs on it because I got the flat plate in the bottom so I could bolt this simply to the frame. And we have like 200 in I think it's like 220 degrees that we can turn this table here. So we have a shooter on the top and then we have a shooter in the seat. So that makes this thing just super, super cool. Now the other thing you don't notice, but we have a camo netting. I can also put camo netting around the base of this thing as we can the top. As you can see, the very top of the bench, I can cover that with camo netting, and that keeps us in the shade. But anyway, folks, that pretty much describes the whole thing. Now, I myself cannot take a Kawasaki mule and trick it all out and sell it to you. But I can say the two components, which would be the Model 2500 bench, and then as we looked in front of it, the turret. The turret in front, that I can also sell that turret, and then you can simply take them and then you can make the modifications to whatever you have. Because not that you'd have to put this on an ATV. I mean, you could easily do this to a pickup. You could easily have my 2500 bench in the back of a pickup. You could have the turret on top of the hood. I mean, there's just a lot of things you could do. I know this thing looks like a Desert Storm thing, but the guy that painted this, we had a certain formula we put together, and I just thought it turned out really cool. I mean, when we're out there, it's nice to have this thing camoed, and you sit out there, and it's just worked out really, really good for whether we're calling coyotes, and even out there for the prairie dogs. We sit still, and they don't even see us. But anyway, folks, like I said, the two things I can say, then a person just builds it themselves. It does not take an engineer to build this frame. But anyway, thanks for watching, and give me a call. We'll talk about this thing.